What's up everyone, welcome back to my channel and welcome to yet another video. It's a part of the same video that I posted a couple of days back, on which I got some good response, and I also reached out to a couple of individuals whom I know across the industry, seeking out for some improvements in the project, and got a list of improvement points that I can really work on, and this video is also going to be about the same. So in this video we're going to take leverage of the useState hook to make some improvements in a native application. So without further wasting any time, I think we're good to start the video, and let's jump right into VS Code. So let's just start our server at the first place. Okay, the API gateway, the cart service, and the database service. Okay, minimize it for the time being, and we'll open another window to which essentially runs our iOS native application, front end native com. Alright, let's fire up the sim. So as a part of the old video, one of the improvements which can be done is basically a loading component for the PLP. Right, as you can see, if we go into a PDP, then there's this loader before it renders the component, but it doesn't happen for the PLP, and it looks a bit odd, to be frank. So if you look closely, then if you are opening any kind of category, then it's blank, and then there are products, right? So let's just add a loader, or maybe a loading GIF, which can be placed before there is an API call, and after the products are fetched, then that loader is going to get demounted or unmounted, and then this component is going to get rendered, right? Let's just open native com. All right, okay, let's go to this component first. So we have this component written somewhere, I think in product listing, right? So this is the page, and this is the component which is getting rendered, right? So if we go through the code once, then you can see that, so we are using use effect hook, and then it's actually checking for cache. So I do have a cache mechanism implemented for the product listing page. So if you are sending out a request for the first time, then it's going to serve from the API call, and once it serves from the API call, it's going to set the products in the component and then render this component, right? But before that, as you can see, we're also storing it in the async storage, I mean in the local storage. So essentially the data which is getting received from the API call, it's getting stored in our local storage, so that next time if you're coming to the same page, it's actually going to make a check if we already have that data set, or if we already have that URL cached in our local. And if it's in our local, if there is a cache hit, then it's going to set the products from the local storage data, right? And it's not going to make any kind of API call again. So that's the idea of the cache mechanism. Now what we need to do here, we need to add a loading component, so that the transition from the landing page to the PLP is quite smooth. Okay, now to achieve it, we can take advantage of the useState. So we'll just have okay, let's just not write it here, maybe just after this. Let's name it as a loader, and maybe the set a function as loader, and initially let's count it as true. Let's say that this loading component is anyhow going to get displayed, be it like if it's loading from cache, or maybe it's making an API call, that doesn't matter. It's going to show the true state, right? It's going to load for some time. All right, now we need to have a loading image, and I think I've already implemented it in the product description page. So I think we can copy this tag and then paste it in the component here, somewhere here. Okay, so this is the view which is getting rendered, right? Okay, so basically we have like in this component In this screen we have one view, which is essentially this one, webdev and 5 items, and then a scroll view which holds all these items, and then a back button, right? Okay, so we'll keep the back button at place, and we'll just replace this element, as in the first and the second scroll view, with the loading component. Okay, so the way we do it is, this is I think the starting right items, right? Okay, so we'll have a if condition here. So if the loader is true, then display this image. I mean, this is the loading image. Else this image. I think we have to format it a bit for more readability, right? Loader if the loader is true, then we're going to get this image, else we're going to get this view, and this view can end somewhere here. Right, so for better readability we can just format it a bit. For the time being, I'll just decrease the alright. So whenever the loader component is true, then we're going to display the loading GIF, else we can display the actual content, right? Okay, so just let's save it and see. Okay, now if you want to unmount this component, let's say you're coming to this category PLP, right, and it's getting loaded, and then it should show those products, right? So we need to set this loader to false after the API call has been done, or after the products has been set properly, right? So we need to have some changes here as well. First things first, if like it doesn't matter if it's getting the products from the cache or not, irrespective of that, we need to set the loader like once the products has been set, the products array has been set, then we need to set the loader true, false. Alright, so essentially what it does is it unmounts the loader, so that this component is getting re-rendered, and then once the as the products has been set, then this is going to be displayed, as in the main content will be displayed, and no more loader is going to get displayed, right? So similarly for the fresh API call also, we need to set the loader as false. Okay, so here the products is getting set, right? So we can also, like after the products has been set, which is getting fetched from the fresh API call, the loader can be unmounted from the screen. But before that, just to have a double check, we can set the loader to true here, because every time we are making a API call, we are awaiting this call. So every time there is a loading, like it's waiting for the data to be set, then this loader can be mounted into the screen. Like after the product has been set, we can unmount the loader. Okay, so let's just save it and then make a try. Okay, as you can see, it's directly loading without any kind of PLP. That's because of the caching mechanism, right? So let's just clear the cache. And now if you go to webdev, then you can see we had a loading component, and then after the data was fetched from the server, it's now gone, and set of products you are able to see, right? So this was just a functionality video, and if you want to see more such videos, and if you want that I need to work on some improvements of the application, then feel free to drop in comments, and then we can work on it together. I hope this video was informative. In case it helped you a bit, then you are free to share this video with any of your friends in tech. And thanks a lot for showing support in the last video as well, although the numbers were not quite great, but yeah, I was not expecting even that much of views. So yeah, thanks a lot, and take care and have a great day ahead. Bye bye. I'll see you in the next one.